Colorado, Kansas, Kansas 3-point underdog at Arrowhead. I'm on Kansas. I've been riding Kansas. By the way, this will be, if you look at the current top 25 of the college football playoff rankings, this will be the sixth team that Kansas plays that's ranked inside the top 25. You know how many Colorado has played previously? Zero. Colorado, how many wins ranked teams have they beat so far this year? Zero. Kansas, two in the past 2 weeks against the top of the Pac-12. I mean, if you look at just who Colorado has played, their wins in the Big 12. Did I say the Pac-12? In the Big 12, the six teams they beat have a combined 16-26 league record. And if you include their home loss to Kansas State, 20-29, 40%. I mean, Kansas, their Big 12 opponents, 31-18, 63%. So, and if you even dig in a little bit more, Colorado's received some breaks. I mean, they beat Baylor on a Hail Mary. Utah, the week after that, Utah lost to BYU and their roster was decimated by injury. UCF, before UCF made the quarterback change. Texas Tech,
Penalties.
also a lot of injuries. The week after, they upset Iowa State, Colorado coming off of a bye. They won the schedule lottery. And I like this matchup as well. Kansas can't stop the run. Well, Colorado doesn't really run it well, and they don't really run it. They're one of the 5 most pass-happy teams in all of college football. Where is Kansas's strength on defense? It's their corners. It's Dotson and Bryant. And, I mean, they're probably going to give up some explosives here. Colorado's going to get explosives. They're really talented. I also like Marvin Grant's coming along in the slot as well for Kansas. Kansas safeties aren't that great, but not many teams have 2 really good corners in the Big 12 that can match up with these receivers. Kansas doesn't get a lot of pressure. So, yeah, look, Shedeur Sanders, he's really good. The receivers are really good. They're going to make some plays here. But I think it's a decent matchup for the Kansas defense. And even if Colorado's scoring, I think Kansas can keep up. This Colorado defense is improved. I mean, Livingston, the defensive coordinator, I talked about it a lot, how his adjustments. By the way, Cincinnati, the Bengals, he came from the Bengals. They haven't been making as good of adjustments this year. How much was he responsible for some of that happened in Cincinnati? But Colorado, their defense is improved, but I think Kansas can move the ball here. Colorado's defense is still not elite. Jalen Daniels, fully healthy. His legs in particular, I think, can give Colorado an issue. And I think at their peak, the ceiling of both of these offenses are similar, right in the same ballpark. They're probably the highest in the Big 12. But I think Kansas has the edge in that they can run and pass. And here are the other reasons why I like Kansas. Finishing drives. I like Kansas. Maybe you're going to talk about this, but Kansas, I think, is better when the field condenses because they're a better running team. Also, I have the better coach, just from an in-game perspective, better head coach, better special teams. Kansas' special teams aren't elite, but Colorado special teams are so bad. Also, the more disciplined team. Look at penalties. So all these, in what should be a close game, all of these ancillary factors, I think I give a nod to Kansas. I think this is a coin flip game. For what it's worth, Lance Leipold, 17-7-1 against the spread as a home underdog, 70.8%, covering over 6 points per game. Rock chalk, back to it. I really do hope they win. Nothing against Colorado. I just want to keep betting Kansas, and I want to bet them in a bowl. And obviously, they need to win out to do so.
Yep.
Rock chalk.
Put it on the board. We're together on this one. I think when I started studying this game, you want to know when regression is coming, and it has come for Kansas hardcore. They have 4 wins on the season. If you go and look at their post-game win expectancy, right now they should be at 5.6 wins. They're closer to 6-4 than they are to 4-6. And if you look at, they've just toasted some of the best teams in the conference over the last month. So if you look at what Kansas is doing on offense, they've just been electric on the ground. Their defense was the driver behind beating BYU. Got to love that pooch punt from Jalen Daniels, hopping on that, setting up field position for the touchdown to get that win, get BYU out of our grills. But really, it's the rush attack that's been done all the damage here with Jalen Daniels and Devin Neal. They're 11th in efficiency, top 10 in stuff rate, third in average distance before contact. That's something. Kansas runners do not get touched for quite a while when they're rushing the ball. That's Daniels and Neal on the offensive line. But the transformation for Colorado has come on the defensive side. And they are much better with Robert Livingston as their defensive coordinator. They're top 25 in havoc and coverage. But, as I point out these things that Colorado's great at, it's against the pass. They have a trio of edge rushers and BJ Green, Samuel Okunlola, Arden Walker. They have 74 pressures combined, but that's against the pass. And, Travis Hunter, he saved a game at corner earlier this season, but he got beat for his first touchdown, last week. So it's something definitely to keep an eye on. But I think this elite rushing attack for Kansas right now would give a lot of teams trouble, even SEC defenses. When you go to the other side of the ball, I do see a couple of reasons why Shedeur might have some drives that come up a little bit premature. He is exclusively gone to Travis Hunter, 90 targets this season, 74 catches. Shedeur right now is 7th in the nation in catchable ball rate. He is extremely accurate. You cannot, put a kink in any of his numbers. With Wester and Hunter, they always get open here. Rushing attack came alive against UCF, but it's still really kind of a second option in the play calling on offense. It's really more the Shedeur show right now with Travis Hunter. And Shedeur has dominated cover 3. He's not going to see cover 3. He has very tepid mid FBS success rate numbers against cover 1, which is what DC Brian Borland loves. So I think Shedeur is going to get a little bit different look with a single high safety, and I think it might throw him off just enough to promote what is a horrible offensive momentum killer rate. For me, the reason why I took Kansas in this game came down to one reason: offensive momentum killer. That is something that looks at interceptions, fumbles, missed field goals, sacks, penalties. What does an offense do to shoot themselves in the foot? Colorado's outside the top 100. Kansas is 15th. They hum like a machine. Kansas is the side. Colorado D, with their edges, I think that they could have a little bit of resistance to the outside zone that Jalen Daniels and Devin Neal run. So I do think at 59.5, I projected at 55. I could be talked into an under, but no, for me, this is Kansas on the side all the way. The biggest reason is one of these offenses is much more clean than the other.